It is us, the lounge lizards, but now we are the spooky lounge lizards because it's officially spooky season. Spooky. And this episode, we watched Practical Magic. Yay. All right, if you don't know, this is my favorite song in the whole song. Sorry, I mean the soundtrack is just banging. It's my favorite movie in the whole wide world. Like, this is the movie I want to die to. Like,
I can't believe, when you said that, I was like, that's so dark, but it's honestly a good choice.
Like, on my deathbed, they'll be like, do you want to see your family? I'm like, no. Play Practical Magic. They are just gonna talk.
I'm literally knocking at the door, and you're like, I can't hear you. Watching Practical Magic, sobbing. Going to the great beyond.
What?
Going to the great beyond, as Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock are giving like sisters.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
Okay.
Tender.
So, tender. Why are you saying tender? Because you're being tender, or you want me to be tender?
No, because they're tender.
Who's tender?
Nicole and
They're
Sandy.
not tender.
Tender? Yes, they are.
They're not tender. These are some badass witches.
But they love each other. Sissies.
They're sissies, but they're not tender. I wouldn't. They murder someone.
Okay. Well, what do you do for love?
What do you do for sisterly love?
Sisterly love. I wouldn't.
But
know.
This movie has everything you want, okay? It has revenge on a domestic abuse.
Correct.
It has sisters.
Yes.
It has witch aunts.
Correct. And witch-es, period.
And witch-es.
Yes.
Sounds like a slur when you said it.
Witch-es. Yeah.
It has slutty vibes.
It does have slutty vibes.
It's super woman forward.
It's kind of a rom-com as well.
Yes, it is.
And also a crime thriller. Well, that kind of ties into the domestic violence.
Yeah, it's everything you want. There's the soundtrack, first of all, is bomb as fuck. It's the best soundtrack in the world.
Yeah, period.
Yeah.
They really said, they said this is going to be an all women soundtrack. B, let's choose the witchiest women we know. So they naturally call Stevie Nicks,
Joni Mitchell.
Oh my God, yeah.
And honestly, like, here's okay. I know you're wondering, like, what? Like, first of all, I got a 28 on Rotten Tomatoes. So I would like to see every critic, and I would like to slap them in the face.
Yeah. Do you think that's justified, though, from the general public's opinion?
What do you mean?
Like, the film is crazy.
I don't know one person who sees this film and goes, this film is bad. Okay, I understand not 100%, but a 28.
No, 28 is disrespectful.
Come on, with Sandra B
and Nikki K.
Please.
And Stockard C. And Diane W.
Please. Like, are you kidding me?
No,
like,
I know.
And it's so, because this is like before their careers like really took off.
Yes.
So you get to see, like, you watch this film and you go, yeah, no wonder they're superstars.
Yes.
Because they're carrying this like film and make it. You would put anyone in that in those roles and it would be a bomb fest.
Yes.
But you put those two and you're like,
no, they chomp.
Yeah, they eat.
I think you said it when we watched it, or like after we watched it again, and you were just like, they absolutely understood the assignment.
Everyone in the film understood the assignment. No one was giving like overly acting, and no one was giving like, I'm too good for this movie.
Yes. Like they were in it.
Yeah, like I believe that everyone on set was like, I see this film for what it is, and I love it, and I want to work on it.
And that's why you're like, it's my favorite film.
I'm in my deathbed. I'll be like, put on Practical Magic, and then it'll start, and I'll croak like, I'll be like, witch. And then I'll just leave this earth.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
When was the first time you remember watching this movie?
I was like, when did this come out?
1998, I think.
And then like in like 2001, it came out on like HBO or like cable.
Okay.
And I caught it like mid movie.
No
like,
way. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like 11. Okay.
I'm like 11.
Okay.
And I'm watching this film. I like just happened to stumble into like my mom's room. Okay. And it's playing.
Okay.
And I got hooked. I don't know what part it was on.
I'm obsessed.
I think it's in the part where like Sandra like her character, which is Sally, she is making the potion for
Baby Sally.
baby Sally's making the potion to not fall in love.
Yeah.
And then
Drama.
And then her sister Nicole Kidman wants to leave.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Jillian.
And do I even love this movie?
I'm confused.
But I just know them by their, like, I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're
it's
like
Nicole
Sandy and
Kidman.
Nikki.
Yeah,
They could have gone by their government names, and you'd
Right.
still be like, strap me to the gurney.
And
for this film.
They like cut their hand open and then like make that pact.
Blood, my blood,
Your blood.
our blood,
Maria's blood.
our blood.
Yeah. So they make that pact before Nicole Kidman leaves.
Yeah.
So that's what I caught it there, and then I watched the whole film, and I was like, I need to watch this film every day of my life.
That's pretty early in the movie too. So you missed like what, the first like 20 minutes maybe, and so what? Strapped.
What do you mean? So what? You get to learn about Maria, slutty Maria, in the beginning.
God, horny Maria.
Slutty, horny Maria,
Love that
ruining
for her.
marriages.
I know, it's so good. It's so good.
I love how there's an undertone of being like, and I don't want to say slutty, but it's just like an undertone of being promiscuous.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like, and it so happened to be that she slept with every husband
Yes,
on the
yeah.
women's console.
Yes, yeah.
And it's like, you know, and even when they're talking about like baby Nicole Kidman, baby Jillian.
Yeah.
And they're like, don't you worry, Jillian, you have your own special powers. And it's because like,
you'll grow into them.
Yeah.
And she's like she's like kneeling on the table in all four. You're just like, okay, this is like sexual.
But I don't know, it just felt like woman empowerment.
Yeah.
And I think like the why I love this movie so much is that it reminds me of me and my sister.
Okay.
Like I like growing up, I was like, I wish me and my sister could be that close, but we're not that close in age.
Yeah.
So we're like 6 years apart.
Yeah.
And I think 6 years is a lot, especially like for girls.
And especially when you're that young too.
Yeah.
Like now it's a little bit different, but like when you're growing up and you're 11, she's 17. That's just like, it's not the same experience.
I'm 5, she's 11.
Yeah.
You know, 12. Yeah. Like it's just, I think especially for girls, because girls just grow up a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different, and I wanted to be that close to my sister, but I always did feel like a closeness to my sister, but we're not like that.
Right.
Like I don't know how to, like me and my sister. Okay, me and my sister are the type to like kill for each other.
Yeah.
But we do not like talk on the phone. We don't
Right.
shop together. Like
Right.
we're not like sisters that way.
You and Dante are more sisters that way. Dante is Nicole Kidman. Obviously.
Yeah, I'm always Sandra V.
Yeah.
But I just always felt like I wanted to be that close to my sister, and I do feel that way about my sister. And like my sister has always had like bad taste in men. Oh my God. So as I got older, like the story just felt like more and more like me and Arlen.
Yes.
Like Arlen couldn't wait to leave the house when she was 18. Like she couldn't wait to move away. Like it just always, I don't know. I just always felt a closeness to the movie because of that.
Yeah. I know. Art imitating life, like imitating art.
Because in the movie, Jillian has a bad taste for men and always is like going, like these men are always going through her. She's always going through them. And then she gets into a domestic abuse relationship.
With a vampire. He's a literal vampire.
No, he's a vampire with an accent and light eyes.
Oh my God.
He's a vampire who wants to be a cowboy. Mixed signals there.
Stop. It's confusing. It's confusing.
When was the first time you watched it?
With you.
Oh.
I'd never seen it until you were like,
are you even a white woman? Like
no,
like that should take your white woman like privilege away.
It's so funny because when you were like, I think we must have been, maybe you were sick, maybe we were hungover or something. Like
I think I got my wisdom teeth taken out when we first started dating.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. And we're like, okay, like we're gonna watch movies, we're gonna hang, and I remember being like, this movie should have been in my repertoire of obsession films, like, because it came out around the same time as like all those other PG-13 movies that I was like,
is it PG-13?
Yeah, it's PG-13.
Should not be.
You think it should be rated R?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do kill someone.
They kill someone, then they talk about his balls and they like try to bring him back.
Yeah.
I think it should be rated R.
Yeah.
But I guess those things fly over your head as a kid.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
Because there's no blood, even when they kill him.
Right.
There's never any
it's
blood.
Not gory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was so shocked that I had never seen it before. And because I also like love witches and I love like spooky ooky shit. So it was like this, I immediately became obsessed with it too. And Stevie Nicks, like again, like Sandy, Nikki, like like Katrina, Adina.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's fucking star-studded. What do you love about the movie the most?
Oh man. I think I love the witchiness of it. I think the witchiness is what I love the most. Like, and it's kind of I mean, they say it takes place in Massachusetts, so it's kind of like a play on Salem. Like, it does feel very New England when you watch it. So it has like, has a certain like witchy nostalgia. It makes me think of autumn. It makes me think of like pumpkins, and I don't know. It just is like very comforting, and I love girl power shit. So
it's so funny how opposite you and I. You're like, it's so fall. I'm like the shitty men. Yeah, the shitty men.
my sister and I having like a
tumultuous relationship.
Yeah. No, I just think, and I think it's sweet. Like I think, I mean, it's a film that, yes, there are men, and yes, like the plot does revolve. I don't think it passes the Bechdel test, like where they do talk about men, but it's so women, like the men are just irrelevant in the film. Like, it's
the women are the lead.
Yeah,
the men are
they're secondary, and they're fully secondary, and like not even in other rom-coms of the time. I don't think, like, I think it was always, I think of like even Miss Congeniality, another Sandy movie, where it's like she kind of has this on-off thing with her partner, and then like like there's
Benjamin.
Yes, Benjamin Bratt.
Yeah,
like there's always a man like directly next to you, and I just don't feel like that was necessarily the case. But they're like, if you want this here, like they like throw it in for you,
and that's what I really loved about it. Was like it was a rom-com, and like it was sweet, and like there is love, and like her first husband, like Sandra Bullock's first husband. But like I think I like the fact that like every rom-com in that era is always like a woman chasing a man and like looking for empowerment and like looking for assurance, where like they're just like their whole goal is like, we would like to fall in love with a man and not have him die because of a curse
that we have no control over. They're like, fingers crossed this one will work.
They're like what the once fuck? You hear the death beetle, like it's like God. You can't. So like I love this movie because of that. And also like I grew up, so you know, my mom is 1 out of 5, and then it's 4 girls, 1 man, and my uncle is gay. Yeah. So like I grew up in a super like feminine power household. Like my aunt Lynn, who reminds me of the aunt. Yes. Does
she remind you of Stockard Channing? Jet?
She reminds me of Jet. Yeah, right?
Even in temperament, too.
Right? Yeah, like handle your own shit. Yes. That's like, and Anna reminds me of the other one.
Of Diane Wiest.
Yeah.
Frances,
So like, you know, like it just, and my Aunt Lynn, like, man, does she go through men. And like my Aunt Lynn has been married like 5 times, and it does not stop her from getting another man.
I love that for her.
Like she just always has another. She has no issues finding boyfriends.
I'm loving that.
And like, so it just like I don't know. It just felt so like that's
you like understood it. You're like, oh, I know these women because it's my family.
Right. Yeah. Right. It felt so like. Yeah, and like my Aunt Lynn did do Santeria for a while.
That's crazy.
Like I remember,
we should talk about that.
I remember.
Didn't she do it with your uncle?
Yeah,
I love that.
They both did Santeria. And then my Aunt Anna's Pentecostal, and she's always like, she has a dream. You know, she's like the Martin Luther King of the family.
Please.
Thinks she has a dream. Like, you know, like you'll be like,
the witchy energy is in your family.
For sure.
For sure.
It's also like superstition, right?
Yeah.
Like it's stupid stuff, stupid shit that you grew up with. Like if you got a sty in your eye, you denied a pregnant woman something.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? If your hand itches, it means money. If it's your right, that means you're gonna get money. If it's your left, that means you owe someone money. You know what I mean? Like the superstition.
The right hand. Put a little feather. A feather.
I never scratch my left hand.
No.
I'm like, no, it doesn't itch.
No.
In fact, no. I don't even feel my left hand.
No, your hand is like falling off. It has like a raging infection. You're like,
it has fire ants. I'm like, it does not itch.
It's not itchy. You're like checking your bank account. You're like, it is not itchy. It's not my left hand.
And so like I grew up around stuff like that. So even like in the aunts and like the like men were second. You know what I mean? Like it just felt like that to me.
And for what it's worth, you also have more. I feel like there's more female cousins in your family than men. Like I just feel like it's like mostly a woman dominated family.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm itchy. I'm sorry, it was bothering me.
Why are you apologizing for scratching?
What is the superstition for an itchy left ear?
There is no superstition for a itchy left ear, but if your left ear is ringing, that means someone's talking bad about you.
Right is good, right?
Right is someone is talking good about you.
What's up with the left versus right? Why is the left the negative? That is a stereotype against people with left-handed or left brain. Nope. You know,
left hand dominant, like left hand.
Yes, because that means you're right-brained, right?
Yeah,
I'm left-handed.
You are, and that means you're gay. That's a superstition that you're gay if you're left-handed.
And it came true. Do you know that people used to before we were born, but when people would write with their left hand, they thought it was essentially, I'm butchering it, but it was like kind of devil energy. So they would like force kids to learn how to write with their right hand. Did you know that?
Yeah, they didn't allow people to write with their left hands until like the 50s.
Yeah, it's like insane.
That's insane. And then like, and it always reminds me about like the gay argument.
What about it?
Well, they say like, oh, we didn't have gay people until we started letting gay people be.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't have left hand because you're not letting people write with their left
hand.
And then they realized once they started letting people write with their left hand, the left-handed people grew by like 150%.
Where are your stats on this one?
I'm serious. I read an article. Why did you think I know the year, around the year? I read an article about it.
That's so funny.
Because it always reminds me of like the gay argument. How like, oh,
they're like, they didn't exist.
Yeah, gay people didn't exist. No, you didn't let them exist. There's a difference.
Yeah.
You know, I think a politician also used that as a like talking about like gay kids.
Oh.
I think a politician also used the left-handed thing. That's yeah.
I
know weird shit.
I know.
I know certain like I don't know how to spell like calligraphy or something like that, but I know that statistic. Like I
love you. Well, you're my stat queen.
Yeah, I'm autistic when it comes for stats.
You are a stat queen, Tina.
Yeah,
you love a good stat. But yeah, so.
But yeah, so the left ear itching. I don't know. Oh, if your boobs itch, that means someone is jerking off to you.
No, that one is made up.
All of them are made up. What are you talking about?
But here's my question.
It's just Hispanic people being like, no, my tits can't itch for no reason. Someone must be jerking off.
Wait, who told you that one?
I think like my mom and my aunts, like just laughing though.
Please.
Yeah.
I wonder how many, how many passed down superstitions come from just like, yes, I understand that they're all like kind of made up or whatever, but I wonder how many of them are just like, they don't even believe it's true. Like they're just fucking around and being like.
I'm sure that one is one of them. Like, if you ever heard like if a bird shits on you, that means you're going to get money.
I've heard that it's good luck. I haven't heard that it's money.
Yeah. I'm like, someone just wanted like not to rage after a bird shitted on them, and they were like, I am gonna see this for good. You know
because that is just like not good. Have you ever been pooped on by a bird?
Remember when we first started dating?
When?
And a bird pooped on me while we were going into the train?
No.
Yeah.
When?
Let me repeat this. When we first started dating, because Kate didn't hear that part.
Shut up. Where were we going?
I think I was going into Coogan's. I think I was going into work and you were going back home.
Oh.
Because you live next to Coogan's.
Yeah.
And a bird shitted on my head.
I kind of do remember this.
And
in your hair, right?
Yeah, and I was like, can you help me? And you were kind of like, ill. And I was like, we
had to like get a napkin.
Stop. I was like, you just ate my ass. What do you mean? Just fucking help me with my fucking hair. Like, what are you talking about?
Stop. That's so fucking funny. Yeah, that was crazy. I do remember that. I've only been pooped on by a bird once.
Well, that's why you have no good luck. Was that a good sign? We were together and a bird pooped on me?
I hope so.
I was like, this is the one. Yeah.
The bird was like, I sense good energy on this.
It's crazy how we just do that. But so the superstition here in practical magic is that it's a curse because Maria was so heartbroken.
She was horny.
Being left by her lover on the island, that every man that dares to fall in love with an Owens woman would die.
Yeah.
And so I felt that way because I'm like, the men just keep dropping, not dying, but they just keep
bouncing.
Yeah. And like the women don't seem hurt either. I remember my Aunt Heather had 2 boyfriends.
Fierce.
And I knew about it. And I knew that I could not talk about one and the like in front of the other. And
you're like,
I was like 7, 8 years old.
That's crazy.
I was like, I don't know, like the Rodriguez women are fucking strong. They do not give a fuck. I mean, even my sister, like,
Yeah.
my sister was in a domestic abuse relationship, and it was hard for her to get out. But once she got out, she bounced back
And is thriving.
and is thriving. But like,
and she's like,
that's the women in my family. Like,
Yeah.
they just like they'll leave a man or like have a bad relation, and they bounce back. They like don't like they don't like grieve it. It's so weird.
do you feel different than them in that sense?
I don't like men, so I don't feel. I'm like, I get
True.
it. I
Yeah.
get why you bounce back.
Yeah, you're like, because
Yeah.
they're all trash. So
But
that's hilarious.
yeah. Even my grandmother, like my grandmother is known for having like like I think she has like 4 baby daddies. I think Heather and Carlos are the only ones that shared a dad.
Wow.
Like, I'm telling you,
off,
like
diva.
I'm telling you, I felt so close to this movie.
That's so funny. Yeah, it was really speaking your language.
Yeah.
And then, so you watched it, kind of going back, you watched it for the first time when you were 11. You saw like almost a whole movie, but then you're like, strap me to the gurney. Then how did you become obsessed with the film?
So then I would, like before in cable, like you could look at the guide. Well, not before in cable. We could still look at the guide if you have live TV. I'm
Right.
talking about it like it's ancient.
Like it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Well, I would just like check the guide all the time to see if Practical Magic
Shut up.
was coming up. And remember, like back then, if a movie was new on HBO, it would like repeat.
Yeah.
Because they they didn't make a lot of movies,
Yeah.
and buying like a rights to a movie was expensive.
Right. So they're like, I'm going to rotate it.
Yeah, so like I would just like try to catch it. Like I would just like look at HBO. Like I'm telling you, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like I would go through it and be like, when's Practical Magic? And then I would like write it down in my book. And then my sister bought me the movie when I was like 14 or something like that.
That's so cute.
Yeah, we were at Best Buy, and I was like, "Oh, Arlen, look, it's Practical Magic." And my sister does not like the movie. My sister does not fuck with white shit.
Did you watch it ever with you?
No, I think she like. I think I told her once. I was like, I think she would like be in her bed and like let me watch it, but she'd be like doing something else.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, "You're Nicole Kidman. I'm Sandra Bullock." She's like, "Nice."
She's like, I literally don't care.
She's like, well, like Nicole Kidman is like a mess.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not setting her up to feel like that she won.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, but you are. Wait, so she bought it for you?
She bought me my first DVD of it, and it was scratched. That thing was working overtime.
It was was it kind of on your like Lion King bullshit where you're like, I'd rewatch it.
Yeah.
Would you finish it and then start it up again?
Yeah.
I did that with Pride and Prejudice. That was like something I would do.
Which is we got to watch that and talk about it on the pod.
I know it's so
which is
good.
so weird. It's such a weird. That's such a weird movie for me.
Well, yeah, but
yeah,
another time.
Yeah.
Another time.
I feel like you and your cousins are close like that.
Yeah,
Like
for sure, but they're not 3 of them, so it's like I feel like I'm odd man out.
What do you mean? No, you're Angelo. You're definitely. Your ghost is just hanging around.
And I'm like, Angelo.
You're like, I'm feeling very insistent right now.
The 2 of them are like, okay. Okay.
Yeehaw!
Oh my God. We have to talk about that too.
Okay.
But wait, I have a game or I have a quest for you.
Okay.
Because as someone, so when Ashlynn watches this movie, we watched this recently and my cousin was here and we watched it. And I mean, I've watched this film with you now multiple times, but you were so excited to watch this film, so much so that she was quoting the film. There's no judgment here. I do this with a lot of different movies too. Not with this movie.
This movie is in my DNA. It's in my blood.
It's how I feel about a lot of other movies. So
it's the first movie I fell in love with.
Oh.
Like I loved Toy Story.
And Lion
I
King.
love Lion King. Toy Story is like the OG for me. The first movie I think I ever like was like, I love movies.
Yeah.
But Practical Magic was the first movie I fell in love with.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love that. So because you can quote this film so well, I have 5 quotes.
Okay.
I need you to fill in the blank.
Okay.
We're starting off easy.
Okay.
And if you win, if you get at least 4 out of the 5 right, you get a prize.
I wonder what my prize is. Okay.
I don't know what the prize is.
Okay.
Okay. we'll start off easy. Witch, you're a
bitch.
yes.
Witch, you're a bitch.
Ding,
I
ding,
hope
ding,
you
ding,
get
ding.
chicken pox.
I'm telling you, she literally knows this whole film. Okay. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Ding, ding, ding. One is right. Blood on the moon. I need my
Tiger's eye.
bing, ding, 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 ding,
Blood on the
ding,
moon.
ding.
Blood on the moon.
Blood on the moon. Blood
I need
on
my
the moon.
tiger's eye. Wait, Jillian, we'll get one at home.
We'll literally get. Why are we running back into the car, Jillian?
Jillian, why are we running back to the car?
Jillian, we're on our way out. Blood on the moon. I need my tiger's eye.
But that's witch shit.
You need your sister.
No,
and your
you
sister's
need,
here.
You need to get the fuck out of here. This
we're-
man punched you in the eye for laughing at him for saying whipped donut or something like that.
Yeah.
Whipped cream.
Yeah.
Like, oh, jelly donut, whipped cream.
Yeah, and
she's like, well, you don't have to say, and then the guy laughed, and then I laughed, and he punched me in the face, and it's like, bitch,
that's crazy. Get in the car. Get in the
car.
car. Shut up. Get in the car. Literally.
Shut up and drive.
Literally. That's to Sandy though. Okay. Quote number 3. This one's actually funny. Since when is being a blank a crime in this family?
Since when being a slut is a crime in this family?
Ding, 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 ding. Damn, you really do know this. Okay. All right. We're moving on to quote number 4. The fact that she was a bit of a heartbreaker didn't help. Nor did it help that most of her lovers had wives on the
council, on the committee, on the
2 words.
The witch committee, the hang committee.
So close. Hanging committee.
The hanging committee.
I'll give you a half point for this one. Ding, ding, ding.
On the hanging committee either.
Yeah, you know, she's like,
yeah.
All right, and then the last one. Let's see, but that was close. You knew what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. I got people telling me that you're up here cooking up
placentipeds.
Yeah. Placenta what?
Isn't it placenta? What is it?
It's like placenta.
I thought it was
bars. Placenta bars.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you got 4 out of 5, right?
Witch people. Haha.
Wow.
Witch people.
Damn. Okay. So you really know your stuff.
I am telling you, I could watch this movie blind. I know exactly what's happening.
All right. Here is your prize. You get a kiss.
Please don't be a homo on this podcast. It's not called homo lizards. It's called lounge lizards. I will redeem my kiss later on. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's not have a moment of silence on a podcast because you want to kiss. Thank you, though.
Good job. Yeah, you really know this film.
I love this film. What are you
I know.
talking about?
I just I wanted to. I put some easy ones in, and then the other ones I was like, I don't know. But I kept looking through all the quotes, and I was like, she knows all of these. So,
placenta bars.
Placenta bars.
Yeah.
I've never spent so much money on shampoo in my life. So good.
Excuse me, are you searching for something? I don't know. You tell me.
Belladonna.
He hit her, and then I shoved him, and then
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. So I love that. Also, they move in with their aunts who, even though the aunts are sisters, I sort of think they're a lesbian couple at the same time.
right.
It's kind of confusing. So, okay, the beginning of the movie, their mom dies because the dad dies.
And she dies of a broken heart.
Mm-hmm. So they move in with their aunties. I'm telling you, it's kind of giving lesbians. Jet and Frances are kind of giving lesbians because they kind of are like us. Well, we can't be like sisters. We got to be lesbians.
Yeah, but lesbians are kind of close like that.
Yeah.
So I get why you're saying that, but
chocolate for breakfast.
We don't pay attention to silly things like homework and brushing your teeth.
It's like spooky. You're like, I think we should. I want to call CPS maybe. Like I'm a little concerned, but yeah, I'm obsessed with like the whole and the beginning of the movie. So when the girls are still little, I love when that woman comes into the house to do like a love spell, and she shows a picture. She's like, he has to fall in love with me. Like I die. We show the picture of the man, Mama.
I want him to be obsessed with me. I want him to think of only me. We go, baby, the fisherman?
The fisherman.
Baby.
Here we are thinking
that is a 3 in New York.
We're thinking it's going to be like Tom Cruise in his heyday.
But she's not even a looker either, so I get it.
I get it for Miss Diva. But he's ugly.
I don't like that we never see the consequences of that.
I know.
I felt like we did. Like, I wish they would have just put it in a newspaper and like kind of like a little Easter egg. Like, I wish it would have been like, man kills woman because he's so obsessed with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they're like, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Because the aunts do like in this town, everyone knows they're witches, but people don't fuck with them because they're witches.
Right.
And they think that they're killing their husbands, but they don't know it's a curse.
Right.
So people like ostracize them.
Yeah.
And all like Sandra Bullock wants to do is like fit in.
Yeah.
Which is like, you don't have to, baby.
Yeah, girl.
Like,
you're gorgeous. You don't need to fit in.
yeah. But I guess we all go through that, like trying to fit in.
Yeah. And trying to like acclimate and, well, we have to take a moment of silence, or not a moment of silence, for when they cast a love spell on Sally, on Sandy, and the best song of all time begins to play.
Oh, This Kiss.
Yeah. Let's take a moment. And I would love to explain. I'd love for you to explain.
I love how we're just jumping. We're going from one to the next.
I know. Well, I'm just like, there's so many things we could talk about.
So Sally writes, so when the lady does this potion or whatever, like this spell for the guy.
Yes.
Sally and Jillian are watching. And Sally is like, I never want to fall in love, and Jillian is like, I can't wait to fall in love, which is also like me and my sister. Like, I felt like I'm like, I don't want to fall in love ever. Like, I don't want it.
Really?
And yeah, and my sister is always like, I want to fall in love. I want to fall in love. Like, that also made me feel like me and my sister. And Sally writes a spell with the perfect man.
Yes.
And she's like, and then Jillian's like, well, I thought you didn't want to fall in love. And she's like, that's it though. If I never find the perfect man, then I'll never fall in love.
Yeah, because he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And I can't die. And
I think I wrote one. I think I wrote one in one of my diaries, and I think my mom has it in her storage.
We gotta find
and
it.
I think I gotta find it.
Why does your mom have your diary?
Because she used to keep like little things like that, like things I would try to get rid of. I think all parents do that. I don't think she's like reading it. I just think she's like, oh, this was like, I had diaries. Like I used to write in my diary.
I love that.
I had like diaries with like little locks, and my sister would be like, let me see. And I'm like, get out of there.
Oh my God.
In my diary. And my sister used to like peek it a little bit open and be able to see things. I remember one time they read my diary and I stopped writing in a diary.
Because you're like, well, this is ridiculous if you're going to read my diary.
Yeah, well, I'm like, okay, there's no respect here.
Yeah.
Because like,
I have to carry this on my purse. I'm strapped with my diary, okay?
And like when you're a kid, you like think that little lock really does something, but they can like split that thing right open.
Right open.
And so, did you have a diary?
Yeah, of course.
What did you write in your diary?
Who knows? I couldn't tell you.
I used to write things like Justin Timberlake is so hot.
I think I was like, this girl is a bitch. Or I used to get my...
I used to write things like about Arlen. Like I used to be like, I hate Arlen. Today she drank the last Yoo-hoo. She's a bitch.
Not the Yoo-hoo.
And I would like capitalize it. BITCH.
Underline.
Exclamation point.
It has like all the crazy like when you would doodle around words and stuff. Oh my God. I love journaling though. My journal didn't have like a lock on it, but it was one of those that like you could thread it closed kind of. Like it had like a clasp.
That's how you know you had no siblings. The fact that you felt safe to have that means you had no one in your fucking business. Anyone with siblings, you literally need a fucking lock, a passcode, DNA. Like you need to lock that shit up because they'll like bring it to the family table and read that shit.
That's so
and be like,
rude.
look what I have here. Ashlynn has a crush on Justin Timberlake. She wants to run her hair through his noodle hair. Her hands through his noodle hair.
Well, you've got close to it, okay? Okay? You can run your fingers through my ramen noodle hair any day you want. So wait, okay, so you wrote your own love spell of your
I think I did.
perfect person who doesn't exist.
And I think I wrote that they could sing. I think I did. I think it was a little bit close to Sandra Bullock. I don't think I was very original in it.
You're like, one green eye.
I think I said blue eyes. Because I didn't know anybody with blue eyes around that time. I only knew a lot of green eyed people. So maybe I said blue eyes. I don't know. I would love to find it and see it.
Oh my God, it would be so funny.
Yeah.
I never wrote one of those.
No, why would you?
No, I
No, you're so sweet and innocent. I'm like seeing all the cursed women in my family, and I'm like, I must write it so that I don't fall in love. Like you have like a normal family. Like people are getting married, they're having babies. I'm traumatized over here. Like,
you're like, Heather has 2 boyfriends.
Yeah, and you can't say one to the other. You can't say anything.
Oh my God,
I liked both of them. That was the hard part.
Did you ever choose one of them?
No. She lived with one, but she slept with the other one too.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I couldn't. How do people juggle multiple relationships?
I could never do that. I could never have 2 girlfriends.
No.
I could never.
No.
No, because you guys just talk too much. And I would never have the time.
What if you had a girlfriend, a little secret girlfriend who didn't speak?
Finding a girl that doesn't speak, I mean, that's the lottery.
Honey, that's finding a needle in a haystack. Am I right, ladies?
She might be a serial killer.
Yeah, I know. You're like, then I don't want her in my house.
Yeah.
I think. I can't imagine people juggling ever juggling 2 relationships. Exhausting.
What would it be hard for you having 2 girlfriends?
No time for me, diva. I want to be a Velcro. But here's the thing.
No time for you?
But I'm like a Velcro dog to you. Mm-hmm. And I want to be a Velcro dog to you. But then when you need like your little time, I do relish my little time to myself where I just like vibe out. I couldn't then but I want to be a Velcro girl with you almost all the time. I couldn't I couldn't share that energy because then there'd be no time for me. There would be no replenishing the personal cup. You know what I mean?
You would have to get a girlfriend that has no attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would have to get a girlfriend.
Good luck. Also, women have attitudes. I have an attitude. Like, oops. Yeah. Couldn't do it.
Yeah. You would have to like date Toast.
Toast.
Yeah.
Toast is so boring.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to handle
the emotions.
And another girl's attitude.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
No, too much.
Yeah, like
I'm too sensitive. Mm-hmm. Too much. Can't even like argue with you. I got too sensitive. Arguing with you and then arguing with another lady. I don't think so, lady.
Another lady.
You're
so respectful.
I'd
be like arguing with you and arguing with another bitch.
Arguing with another doll over there? No, I don't think so. I couldn't do it. Tiring. I can't even imagine being I never was someone who like would date multiple people, like who would just like go on dates at the same, like, you know what I mean? Enough.
Kate, take that back right now before I out you on this podcast.
No, but
you can't date multiple people.
No, but like, you know how people will go on dates like
Don't get serious. Don't get serious here and try to, please. You can't
drop it.
You can't date
Drop
multiple people. All right.
Drop it.
Okay. All right. Just don't lie to the fans. Don't lie to them. That's all we ask for.
Don't lie to my cousins. I love you guys. I don't know. Oh. It'd be exhausting.
It's
too much. I feel like I like when I know I like someone, I want to.
But I guess that's because we spend so much time together, right? If we were like in a relationship where we really didn't enjoy spending time with each other, and we just like saw each other for like at home, like for dinner, and then we like went our separate ways, like work, and you know, like I think we're so close that it would be too much. But I could see like other people who don't really have a connection with their partner, who are like married for money or married for you know, looks. Like nothing we're married for.
Yeah, there's not much of either in this house.
But you know what I mean? Like people who don't have a connection, I could probably see that.
Yeah.
People who don't talk a lot. Like there's
you and I just can gab till dawn.
Yeah.
Should we
start a second podcast?
Yeah, gab till dawn. Where it's just us talking. They're like, please.
They're like, you do that here.
Yeah.
They're like, you have spent 10 minutes not talking about the movie.
Yeah, I know. That's okay.
That's okay.
Would you, if, so in the movie, they, at first, when Sandy, so Sally, when her first husband dies, she asks her aunts to perform this spell to resurrect her her deceased husband. They're like, no, we don't do that because they'll never come back the same.
Yeah.
Then
they come back as something evil and dark.
She literally can quote the whole film.
Flim. Phlegm. I love this phlegm.
I'm a phlegm girl. But okay, but then you fast forward to when Jilly and Sally, they're trying to escape Jimmy Angelov, vampire cowboy domestic abuser, and they end up killing him accidentally, and then they resurrect him. Why did you ever understand why Jilly is like, it's the only way, we must resurrect him? I'm like, I'd argue we shouldn't do that,
because they didn't want to go down for murder.
Because she had been poisoning him long term.
Well, because he was poisoned, the belladonna.
Yeah, so it's not really like...
Yeah, so they would have just been like... I guess you could make a case, but like, it's like also, what state do you live in? You know what I mean? Like, with self-defense, and it's like back then, and then they're witches, like... It would have just been like hell on them. And I think a lot of people think self-defense, you automatically get out of jail. That's not the truth.
Yeah.
Like, your life has to be in danger, like gun, and there was no gun, there's no knife.
Yeah.
Like, there is no, like, I think for you to get away with murder, how to get away with murder, how to get away with murder.
Woof.
So I think for you, like, I think self-defense literally has to be like, your life was in immediate danger there.
Yeah.
So I think like they were going to do time, whether it's like 2 years, 3 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
I don't think like, I think we live in this world where like, it's self-defense. You can just go home.
Yeah.
I think you need more than that.
Yeah.
And so I think, I mean, I get what you're saying. It's like, don't even resurrect him. Like, we have to hide the body anyways.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't care what he comes back as, Sally, as long as he comes back.
Yeah. And it's like, Diva, no, like, let him just go missing.
Yeah.
He was a hoodlum. Like, he could have gone missing and people would have been like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, just ditch the car.
Ditch the car, ditch the body, bury the body, get rid of the body, but then ditch the car. And then you're like, okay, well, he was drunk and he was a vampire. So
he was a drunk vampire.
And he was a cowboy. So maybe he rode away on a horse and no one will ever know. Yeah, no one is looking for him for real.
I mean, the detective is. The detective with the green eye, with the one green eye and the one blue eye is.
Yeah, but he only finds the gals.
Because of the car.
Ditch the car, darlings.
No, he also finds them because of the letter that Sally writes to Jillian.
Okay, so maybe we are onto something. Maybe this was the only course of action they could take.
Yeah.
So they resurrect him.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. If you die, I'll resurrect you.
And you would.
Yeah.
You would. Mm-hmm. What if I came back like an evil little? Because he comes back. Really
I'll just
scared.
chain you. Just chain you there, and I'll let you be like, wah, ah. And I'll be like, girl.
Would you give me treats?
Yeah.
What kind of treats would you give me?
I don't know what demons eat. I don't know. I'll find out. I'll pet you with like a broom.
Oh my God,
pet you like with a broom.
yeah.
Like,
That would feel nice.
Yeah.
That would feel nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. Can you imagine resurrecting? Would you ever resurrect someone aside from me?
No. I mean, yes, but no. You know what I mean? Like, I would, like, you want to resurrect people. Like, you want to resurrect people that are dead. You don't want nobody that you love to be dead. You want them to all be alive forever.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, it's not natural.
No, it's unnatural.
I'm someone who is, like, very skeptical and, like, I don't play with witch shit or nothing.
You actually
like that.
really do not. One time we went to a like a witchy store and got a candle. Do you remember this?
I do remember this.
We have the candle here. But basically, it's like a witch store where these witches will like bless a candle.
With what you gotta like tell them what you want, like what you're looking for in this candle, like creativity, money.
Yeah, and they will like essentially bless it with whatever, and they decorate it. And we got a candle. I don't remember what we asked for. Creativity, maybe?
Creativity and money, I think.
And I was like, oh, and you have to light it's like a pillar candle, and you have to light it and leave it lit until it goes out. Mm-hmm. And they're like, it's like they try to make it not dangerous. They're like, put it in a bowl of water, but it's in like a vase, basically. And Ashlyn's like, no, we're not lighting. Like, Ashlynn takes me there, by the way. She's like, we gotta go on a date. And it was so fun. We get the candle. We come home and I'm like, should we light the candle? Wait till the full moon? Like, should we and she's like, yeah, no, I don't think we should like that. And I was like, why?
Because here's the thing. You don't make the candle yourself. They make the candles, the women. And I just didn't like the vibe there. And I was, and
You didn't?
No. And I'm a strong
Why?
believer. I don't know. I just didn't like the vibe. And I'm a strong believer that if you do some witch shit, calling the good, the bad comes too.
Yeah, you always say
I'm
that.
a strong believer in that. Nothing in life is just like
Free and easy like that.
Like you just can't be like lighting a candle, having creativity and money, and then you're like, okay, nothing bad happened. Like I feel like you also call bad things in.
Yeah, then it's like your leg falls off and
right, you have all the creativity and the money, but then like we break up or I lose an eye or something like that.
Oh my God.
So I'm a strong believer in that. So I did not light that candle.
So the candle is in our house and we've never lit it.
It's so funny. It's like very Ashlynn of me.
Yeah.
It's super me.
To be like,
to be like, let's go on a date. I have this super cool date for us.
I know.
And then I'm like backing out.
Do you think if they had like guided us to make the candle, you would feel different?
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, it was like they were like, okay, you can get it in like an hour.
Come get it in like an hour or two. I'm like, I'm not leaving it with your bad juju. You're not lighting that.
I mean, the juju in there was confusing.
It was bad. It did not feel like practical magic.
No, it felt like witches who do things to do things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would you have a seance though?
No, I don't want to fuck with any spirits or anything like that.
No, like Ouija board.
Fucking Mike.
The mic. No Ouija board or nothing.
No, hell no.
So I have this book of seances.
Okay, and you better keep that shit close.
I don't know if you wanted to try to call to a spirit.
Kate, please stop playing with me before I throw that book out. For real, I'm not even playing with you.
It's a library book, so you can't throw it out because then I won't be able to take books out of the library anymore.
Well, I'm gonna go return it. Actually, don't worry
I
about
saw it and I was like, "That's hilarious," and I just have it because it feels good. I don't know if I'd want to have it. I think I would be too nervous because I also don't know who I would want to. Do you have power over if you like hold a seance? Do you have power over who you can call?
No, that's the thing. Even if you're like, oh, call my grandmother, it's like okay, but then there's like a evil demon pedophile jerking off behind her. Like,
they were like sitting in a corner, like they were playing cards.
Like there's no spirit bouncer there being like, oh no, she ain't call you, she called her grandmother. You know what I mean? Like there's no fucking bouncer there. The fuck out of here.
I find it very interesting. I don't know. I feel like actually opening yourself up to spirits is like a little scary.
Yes, because there's no spirit bouncers.
Yeah. Just be in touch with nature and what the bounty is of nature. I feel like that's really as far as you can go.
Yeah.
Connect with the wind, with the water, with the earth.
Would you kill someone if like your cousins called you and like their boyfriends were hitting them? Like, would you do that for them?
Would I kill someone for them?
Yeah.
I would take them out of the situation.
Yeah, but then they're like blood on the moon, and then they
like if literally. Listen, I would do anything for them. So yeah, probably like
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how we do it though, and I gotta tell you, you would have to get involved one way or another because
no, don't call me.
I'd have to. I trust you to help me handle the situation. I would get myself into the situation of helping them because I love them. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely would not know how to figure out I trust that you would have like an omnipotent or like an impartial view, and you could be like, okay, like we got to get rid of this body.
A criminal's mind is what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, that's what you're saying. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Call me when you want to call me.
Criminal.
I would do it for my sister in a heartbeat.
Would you do it for your brothers?
Kill a woman because she's hitting them?
No.
I don't believe in like
killing women. Men?
I don't. Yeah. Whatever. I really don't believe in like, oh, a woman was domestic to a man. I'm like, was she? No, I'm just fucking with you.
You're like, did he deserve it?
Nah.
No, but it's just like, I mean, men are always just like, the power dynamic between men and women is never going to be.
Yeah, I just feel like, don't get me wrong. I know I've heard of women like hitting their boyfriends and their boyfriends actually being scared.
Really?
Yeah. And like the boyfriend staying for the same reason that the woman stays.
Yeah.
You know? But I always feel like I haven't ran into anything or anyone that's like the woman is gonna kill the man. I always feel like the man would kill the woman though. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I always feel like
women they're like exerting like if they're they're exerting the power.
Yeah.
But they would never take it that far. Men, I don't trust men in general.
No, especially Angelo.
Jimmy Angelo. Yeah. I agree with you on that. I love when Jimmy Angelo is introduced and it like turns into like this weird like spooky horny like scene
with
like,
the fucking bandana that's sideways.
Oh my god, he's a mess. The fact that she falls for him is troubling.
Every girl falls for an Angelo. Every girl falls for a Jimmy Angelo, and you gotta find your way out of there.
Please.
Every girl does. Every girl falls for a Jimmy Angelo, where you're just sexually attracted to him, and then he is insane.
And then he's literally a vampire cowboy.
He's literally insane, and you just have to work your way out of it. You gotta say, "Oh, I lost my phone." Oh, we're moving to another state. Like every girl finds her Jimmy Angelo. That you're like
to another state.
You're just gonna be like, I'm out of here.
I don't speak English anymore. We don't connect that way. Yeah. Crazy. That movie is really just blissful. It really gives you a lot of different things.
It's really sexual. And then when Nicole Kidman is possessed by Jimmy Angelo, because Jimmy Angelo is just like possessing everyone, and she holds Sally, and then she like whispers in her ear and then licks her face. I'm like, okay, I can get on board with the murder, but the licking your sister's face, we got to stop that.
We have to stop that. We don't date men because we're not doing that.
One of my favorite scenes is when Sally is in the like they're getting, she's in school, like the PTA.
Yes.
And they're deciding the phone tree.
Yes.
Order phone tree day.
Oh my god, you literally know this.
And it's like this order of like the mom, who's number 1, who's number 2, who's number 3, who's number 4.
Yes.
Of like most important.
Yeah.
And you know, Sally never, like, she's ostracized from, like, because not only do these kids grow up thinking that, you know, Sally's a witch and they kill men, but then Sally's husband dies.
Yeah. And
they had a normal life for a little bit, and then he dies, and then they're like, oh, she killed
part
him.
Of him.
Yeah.
Witch. You're a bitch.
Right. And so then, you know, like, nobody wants to be her friends. And so then Jillian comes back, like, because Jillian has never come back to the place after she left when she was 18. She hates it. She's ostracized there. They're labeled. But she comes back, and then she's like, goes into the classroom, and then people are like whispering, like, oh my God, Jillian is back. And she's like, that's right. Hold on to your sister, hold on to your husband's girls. Woo!
She's so
her sister
fierce.
Is like, do you have to embarrass me like that?
And she's like, yes.
And then she makes Sally number 1 on the phone tree list.
Yeah.
And what I love about that is that, like, so much of it, like, I love the give and take between the sisters. I love how, like, Sally is more grounded and more stable than Jillian. Mm-hmm. But Jillian is also so comfortable in her skin and doesn't give a fuck about what anyone thinks. Yeah. Where Sally lacks that.
Yeah.
And like, I love that because that's such a dynamic in sisters that is so true. It's like one will have something, and then the other one lacks that, but then the other one has something and the other one lacks that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a give and take. And I feel like that, like, about my sister. And it's like one of my favorite parts because, like, again, me and my sister are not that close. We're not those girls, but the minute we need each other, we will raise hell. And we are like that. Yeah. Like, my sister would do something like that for me. Yeah. Like, if I was like being ostracized or something like that, like, she would do that. Yeah. And then when Angelo ends up possessing Jillian, they have to do like an exorcism, and Sally uses the phone tree line.
Oh my god, it's amazing. And then the coven.
Yeah.
We need 9. 12's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we bring a broom?
Oh my God. Should we bring a broom? One girl like brings a vacuum. It's like high camp. It's so good. And then the women are all of a sudden like, I love this. So silly.
And then when they can't possess her, like they can't unpossess her, I guess. Like you would say that. Like
exercise him.
Yeah, without killing her. And then Sally and her do the blood, my blood, your blood, Maria's blood. And in the Uglies, they fucking do that.
What?
When Paris is like, what movie recently did that? Where they were like, oh yes, Paris and Nose. Is his name Paris?
His name is Paris, and his name is
Nose. And what's her fucking name?
I don't know. Joey King.
Yeah, they do a blood pack. Remember, so they won't forget each other.
Oh yeah, they like have a scar.
And I go, you stole that from Practical Magic.
Oh my God, I forgot.
And you're not even worth that.
And that film, sorry, McG, was so abysmal.
You're not even worth that.
Wait,
that is a fucking pact that you do not disrespect like that. That is a pact for exorcisms. It was so disrespectful.
We have to talk about the blood oath because they do make the blood oath when they're like young women, and then they carry it on. Have you ever made a blood oath with anyone?
No, but I wanted to.
Your sister wasn't into that.
My sister was not into that white people shit, bro. My sister does not play with that shit. Like
it's very unsanitary.
That is like spooky white unsanitary. My sister would be like, no, bitch. I think I asked my sister, and I think she was like, please.
Do you want to do a blood oath with me?
No. We're already swapping fluids. We don't need more fluids. We're already connected.
Do you think if you make a blood oath with someone
that if it's real?
Yeah.
I have to think it's real. It must be. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't care I don't care if fucking Dr. Fauci was like, that actually is not. I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You've never watched Practical Magic. You shut your fucking
and
little handsome Italian mouth.
And you're like, and you know what? COVID isn't real.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm not getting a vaccine. Just kidding. Please. That's literally not what I'm saying. But I love that that's like, okay, so they make the blood oath, and I love that that's what brings them back, and then they magically just end the curse.
Yeah.
How?
What do you mean how, Kate? Come on. Come on. What do you mean how? Did you not watch the film? Of course, they sacrificed for each other. They didn't let a man bring them down, and they fucking, released the curse. What are you talking about? How? Their blood, our blood, Maria's blood. What are you talking about, Kate? God. It hurts me, man, to do a fucking movie podcast with someone who doesn't get it. Do you not get it?
I do not get it. I truly cannot believe that this film is so like integral to your DNA.
This is a part of me.
This is a part of me.
Also, This Kiss is my karaoke song.
And she's very good at it.
It's my karaoke. I love that film.
It's so good. It's so good.
You would do a blood oath with your cousins. You would try to do a blood pact. And I think one of them will be down. And I think the other would be like, no, it's unsanitary. And I think you know who that one is.
The one who watched this film with us. And she fell asleep. I have to... When
she's literally a doctor, she'd be like, please. She'd be like, you two are crazy.
Like,
yeah. Should we do it with a cigarette? Wait, we should get the Cosmos.
Yeah, we should. But the funniest part was
I think Dante would do it with me just because he can't say no to me.
Do you think he would do a blood oath with me? Maybe. Depends on what kind of mood we're in.
He's not your brother. I have to tell you this about like 3 times a year.
Okay. Well.
He belongs to me, not you. He's your brother-in-law. He's not your brother, though. Thank you. You're always trying to steal him from me. Always.
No. Him and I are just kindred souls.
Yeah.
Pisces sisters.
I think he would do it with either of us. I think it's hard for him to say no to us.
Yeah.
So I think he would be like, okay, don't tell anyone. At first he'd be like, nah, y'all wildin'. I ain't doing that shit. And then we'd be like, come on, Don, we really want to do it. And he'd be like, okay.
Like, don't tell Jen.
Yeah. He'd be like, don't tell anybody.
Yeah. My favorite part of watching this movie with G was then when she like blacked out because she was like asleep and she comes to as like Jimmy Angelo of his possessed ghost, and she's like, whoa.
She's like, I don't think I've ever seen this movie.
And she's like, I've watched this like 12 times and I don't think I've ever seen it. But that's the beauty of the film, because it really takes you really think it's gonna be, and I actually do think it's like the camp version, or the campiest part of this film is that you think it's about witches, you think it's about sisters, yes, and then you turn and it's a different film. You turn again, back to witches. You turn a different way. Is there a love story? What's going? Like, it gives you everything you want.
It's true crime. It's witch.
Yes.
It's horror.
Yes.
It's spooky.
Yes.
It's exorcism. It's literally like a cauldron.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
It's a perfect potion.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the order or flow you're looking for it to be, but I don't think you can do. It's just a perfect storm. It is a great film. It's so
the best
90s.
film.
It's so like,
it's the first rom-com where like the women are like, we don't really need a man, but it would be nice if we could stop killing them when they fall in love with us.
yeah. Wouldn't it be nice? I'm just trying to have a good time, trying to vibe.
It's also crazy that the Death Watch Beetle showed up like after they had kids. So I'm like, you didn't fully love him until you had the kids?
That's a fair point.
You know what I mean?
Why put the children through the trauma?
Because the whole time you're thinking you're in love. So I want, like, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, the Death Watch Beetle never came. Like, she thought she was just special.
Yeah.
You know? He died because I loved him so much. Didn't he? Oh, sweetheart. We never meant for it to get this far.
Should we just reenact this film?
We should just do one episode where we just play the characters and we just tell each other who the character is.
That would be really fun.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, you have anything else to say?
I don't think so.
All right. Well,
do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I do. If you were part of the critics that said that this was a 28, I hope that I hope every soup you eat is cold.
Ooh.
And I hope every ice cream that you eat is hot. And I hope that all the toilets you sit on to take a shit are loose.
Ooh,
and I
scary.
hope all the toilet paper that you use
is one ply.
It's one ply, but there's a surprise. Some of them have little cactus hairs. And I hope that your iced coffee is hot and your hot coffee is iced. And I hope that you lose your eyes.
Period. I don't think I really have anything to top that. So thank you so much for tuning in. This is Ashlynn's favorite film.
Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Go watch this film.
It's a perfect time to watch this movie.
Go watch it.
Go watch
now.
it. Call your sister. Give her a kiss.
Call your sister.
Make sure she's not getting abused. Okay.
Call your sister. Tell her to stay away from any vampire cowboys that try to have sex with her.
Yeah.
And always remember, blood on the moon. You need your tiger's eye.
Keep that tiger's. Keep yourself strapped with that tiger's eye. All right. I love you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Witch, you're a bitch.